This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
One step more. One step more. One step more. Until you reach your goals. One step more. Save them soul. One step more. One step more. How good it is to reach the
Live for Love TV. This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV.
Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a mango by the toe. Welcome to Live to Love TV. You know, today's the 17th day, I think. Let's get this right. No, sorry, my mistake. It's the 15th day of the 7th month, the 21st year in the 21st century. And you knew by my little intro there with the mangoes that the nursery rhyme that many of us grew up with didn't actually go like that. We know exactly, people will remember exactly what I replaced it with. And it usually always boils down to race. And what I want to speak about today is Marcus Messiah Garvey, 1887 he was born in St. Anne's, Jamaica. And what's interesting about Marcus Garvey is when he speaks about racism, he spoke about it differently than people did at the time. And he spoke about it different than people speak about it today. When people talk about racism, even people that look like myself, they don't seem to understand what's going on. Well, you only have to take the ISM away from racism and you have race. Marcus Garvey informed us all that there's a race going on between people who look differently, who they have determined look differently from themselves. And they're in a race. But the question is, what are they in a race for? Well, we know they're in a race for the actual resources of the planet. And they believe whoever controls the resources of the planet controls the planet and controls the people on it. So that's what racism really is. So all this talking about you don't like someone because of their color and all this type of stuff. No, this is a race. And everybody who's in that race knows they're in that race, except the people that look like myself. They don't seem to this date, in 2021, realize that they're in a race for the resources of this planet. The Chinese know it. That's why they're in Africa. That's why they're in the Caribbean. That's why they're all over the place. They know exactly what this race is all about. The Indians know it. The Lebanese know it. Everybody knows it except the black race. They've been told it. It's been shown to them, but they're still calling racism, oh, somebody just doesn't like my color, or somebody thinks I'm a monkey, or this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is not what racism is based on. The true racism is a race for resources. And nobody can tell you. That's why when people who are, as far as I'm concerned, racist, when you catch them in the act, they always say, oh, we're part of one race, the human race. Well, we can't be part of the human race unless we know there's something else to race against, some other type of aliens. Then we can be part of the human race. And since they haven't proved the existence of aliens, I'm not part of any human race. I may be a human being, but I'm not part of any human race. Who am I racing? Who are the human beings racing? Are there other people to race? Some people think there are. I haven't seen the proof. So as far as I'm concerned, this is something that people need to sit down with and yeah, sorry about that. Some people need to sit down with and really study what's going on in this racism debate. All this concept about footballers and people being racist in this industry and that industry and that industry. Of course, there's a race going on. And people who look like the certain people who are in the race, just like if you see a 100-meter race in the Olympics, don't you notice you may see a 100-meter race in the Olympics and everybody, there are 8 contenders in the final may look just like me. But what are they doing? They have different countries running for, and those countries are usually always controlled by people who don't look like them. So whether you're running for England, America, I don't know, France, Germany, doesn't matter what you look, if you look like me, but you're controlled by someone else, you're in the race on behalf of somebody else. We're the only people that don't realize this. We're the only people that don't understand what's going on. We're the only people that are playing a game that we don't even know the rules of the game. We don't understand what the game's about, but we actually want to be in the game. We're trying, oh, let's play the game. people are saying, well, you know, you're born in the UK and, you know, we need to support the England team. Well, they're not supporting you now, are they? Now that they've lost, they've showed their colors. We knew their colors before they had lost, but people really supported England, especially most of the people that are of color. They're really supporting England, not because they just want to fit in, and some do, but the real reason they're supporting is because they know if they support England, and they know if England do well, for that period of time, they won't be hated as much as they are. So really, it's a fear. They're frightened. So they all rally behind the team, behind the flag. There's an old saying, there's no black in the Union Jack. There's a lot of people, they're saying it's only 10%, I think, or between 1 and 10% who believe that to be English, you must be white. But that's the people who have the courage to come out and say it. There's a lot more people than that. Anybody who lives in the UK will know there's a lot more people than that who believe you really are not English if you are black. You're just not. And if you're black and you decide to actually think like a black person, you have a black ideology, you're definitely not English. So people need to understand themselves and what's coming up. And all the anger that people are feeling and let down they're feeling and stuff like that, you know, you're hurting yourself. No one's hurting you. It's not the country that's hurting you. It's not the racist people who you claim are hurting you. You're hurting yourself. Just like a female that keeps going out with someone who keeps beating her up every time he gets drunk. And when he's not drunk, he's kind of okay, you know, pats her on the cheek and, you know, has a few little jokes with her and whatever. And then he goes out and gets drunk again. He comes home and he gives her a good beating. And she still loves him. Oh, well, isn't that lovely? Well, that's a bit like what's happening to the people right now. They don't know they're in a race, so they're going to lose the race. They're actually going to lose the race. What's funny about it is they're actually supporting somebody else to beat them in that race. And most people are not aware of it. So as I said, constantly talk about things that people don't really want to talk about. And I'm going to talk about it until I know more, because I don't fear to speak about it. I don't concern myself about what people think about me, regardless of whether they're in my racial pool or not. It doesn't bother me. I'm really not concerned. I hear people making some comments on some of the comment blogs. It doesn't concern me. Come on, man. Come on. You know, this is the whole reason why the people are behind closed doors, or they're not showing themselves, they're not up front. It's why you have people like that, where you call trolls and people, I don't know what to call them. That's where they are. They don't come up front. They don't let you know all of their views. They don't put themselves out there so you can critique them and let's see exactly what they're saying. And let's see who comes out against them. They won't come out like that. So I don't concern about those people. I don't care who they are. It doesn't where they're coming from, what country they come from. It doesn't really bother me. What concerns me is that those people who are, especially those who are younger than myself, who really haven't been given a good education or good training or good teaching, they just haven't heard. They concern me more than anybody else. People of my generation, they concern me, but not as much as the younger people who haven't had the chance to hear the things that some people like myself and other people are actually speaking about. So today, that was a little bit about racism and what it really is. And just remember, you're in a race for the resources of the planet, like it or not. And right now, you're miles behind. See you later.
People, one step more, one step more, one step more, one step more, until you reach your goals. One step more.
This is Live for Love.